Can they see us? Oh, they can see the top of our heads. All right, here we are. Here, let's do this.
That's my chapstick.
There you go. Now people can see us. There.
I just fell.
Or not.
So, okay, you're gonna make me sick.
Why?
Oh my gosh, you're driving.
You're free to drive.
I am, but I'm free to choose not to drive.
We're bored. So we thought it'd be fun just to show the interaction that...
We are on our way home from the back way from Post, and the speed limit is 50.
It was 50.
50 miles an hour, and it takes forever to get through there.
So yeah, so we're driving home, got a few minutes, and thought we'd have a little conversation. And
Here, okay, if people have questions, let me read. I can't read from that far away. News,
That's 'cause you're
Nebraska.
blind.
I'm free to carry. Okay, yeah, the comments went away there, so now I can't.
all you do is just touch.
Ooh.
It's fancy.
Hey. It's fancy schmancy. Okay, your phone is retarded with its stupid camera.
Well, it's just where you put your hand. If you were left-handed, it'd be easy. That's what you get for being right-handed. Left-handed people are in their right minds.
Yeah. I gave birth
So
to 2 kids. Does
we're
that count?
we're doing our part.
That's right. We procreated.
So we just left Fort Hood, and there were no shootings there. Congrats on your daughter. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Is that Donald?
That is, I don't have my glasses on, sorry. It went away.
No, touch over where the comments are.
I'm
Why do you grab the phone if you're not gonna?
News Now Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know who some of you are with your names, so there you go. Yeah. And I'm blind.
So what do people want to know?
Yeah, what do you guys want to know? It's Donald. Hi, Donald.
News Now Canada.
Yeah.
So Donald, what are the like filming laws up there? Is it any different than down here?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to? Good golly.
What, that car?
Yeah.
That almost killed us? Like you're driving? Are you allowed to film as freely as we are, supposedly? Where does open carry stand?
It's legal. It passed in 2015, open carry.
With a license.
With a license, yeah.
Right now, the
if you get a permission slip.
I think they're right now as far as somewhat, and cops don't like it. So it's somewhat the same here, and the cops don't like it. So it's kind of like here. The cops don't like it either.
You know why? Because it's freedom.
Yeah.
If it has to do with freedom, the cops don't like it.
Yeah.
So, not surprised that it's like that up in Canada too. You know what's weird? I probably get less heat here in Texas carrying around my rifle than I do carrying around a camera.
I have videos. I have been kicked out of police, I think you said stations. It went away, and me tapping. Doggone it.
You just swipe up.
Shush. Out of police stations for filming there.
Yeah. Sounds about right. It's almost as if all of our police departments are trained by the same global forces.
Oh my gosh, if this is going to be a political video, I'm going to end it.
Well, it's on my channel.
I know, but it has me in it, so.
All right, so now you got to ask Emily questions.
You can ask CJ questions too. I realize he asked that question about Canada and what it's like filming up there, but you don't need to keep going with the, or else I'm just going to pout.
No pouting.
Just kidding. Anyway, we could just drive in silence.
As for the constitutional carry, I think that's what they were talking about.
I told you that's what they were talking about.
That thing was going to hit the power lines.
You're like, it's legal.
Did you see that? There was a Beto
Yes.
display.
No. Sorry. What bill is in session that you don't like? The better question is, the shorter question would be what bill is in session that we do like, and then you could just look at the other ones that he doesn't name.
Of the 6,000 bills that were filed, I probably like 10 of them.
My take on the mass gun ban in New Zealand, you know, I think they're cutting off their nose to spite their faces. That's my take on it. Although I did like that I believe they have a prime minister there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was telling CJ this. If I heard correctly, was that she offered to pay for all the funerals for all the families, for the families of the victims, and I thought that was pretty generous and a very dignified thing for her to do. And
I'm gonna take all your guns, but here, I'll pay for the funerals.
Yeah.
Is she gonna pay for funerals of people who die because they can't defend themselves?
They asked me a question, not you. Good golly. Anyway, and I thought that was a nice thing to do, a very nice gesture, as a political leader for her to do. Anyway, and what was the other? See, maybe I forget because you're like
New Zealand. What do you think about the Prime Minister? About the mass gun ban?
Or something else.
And she was great because she paid for.
Oh, and how she wasn't naming the shooter at all in any of her talks or anything like that. I thought that was because whenever something happens like that here, that's especially from the media. That it's just their name is all over the place and and their faces are plastered all over whoever the shooter is, and it's like, golly, you guys, let's talk about the victims for once, and let's emulate them, and let's get to, know who they are, because it's their lives that were ended. And anyhow, so I thought that was actually pretty brilliant of her, I think. It's not brilliant of her to take the guns away, but you lose, CJ. I'm glad I am not married. Anyway, your tax money you should use for the family. We paid bills with our tax money. Gun control. Do I carry? That's a very personal question. Okay, there we are. Wait. Do either of you like to fish? We have not been fishing in eons. So
I like to fish.
I like to fish when I was little.
I like deep sea fishing more than anything.
There you go.
I think I used to fish when I was younger. I don't think I've even fished in my adult life.
I don't think it was a false flag in New Zealand, and I actually have a very, and I hate to say this because I don't want to put people down for always crying false flags, but when there is a mass shooting and everyone is always screaming false flags, I think that takes away something from the people that actually died from these tragedies. Tragedies always give a rise to the occasion for any kind of agenda, and I think that's what people want to use and say a false flag all the time for.
You know what drives me nuts about that false flag thing?
What?
Like, people, because they talk to me too. Oh, why isn't there any blood splatter or holes? If you watch the video, yes, you can clearly see blood splatter. And you can clearly see as he goes in the second time where blood is even starting to pool underneath some of the victims. But a lot of these people, you have no idea. It's not like the movies. Getting shot is not like the movies. You don't just automatically see.
There you go.
You don't automatically see like the movies where you've got blood all through your shirts and stuff. It doesn't work that way when somebody gets shot.
Yeah.
And so, but you can definitely see blood splatter.
Let's say it this way, like,
I've got the video.
Sex scenes in movies don't happen like they do in real life. So,
yeah. Let's
take that to say that gun scenes and murder scenes don't happen like they do in real life. Unless you're actually watching those gory ones.
It depends on how you shoot someone or how someone is shot. Sometimes there's blood splatter, sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's a lot of blood, sometimes there's not. And it just depends on where they're shot, how they're shot, the angle of the shot.
Everybody knows that. I mean, come on. Everybody knows that. I wasn't talking about what you were talking about. I was talking about what I was talking about.
Sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, because who gets to roll right over and just go to sleep after sex? That never happens.
You don't have to just go into detail about it, but anyway.
I wish it were like the movies.
So that's what I feel like about false flags. So
the movies don't prepare you for real life.
They don't. And yeah, you guys should do like a shot game with this video of like every time they bring up something that is TMI, take, I don't know, Okay, then in your opinion, has there, you know, I can't, that's what I can't say yes or no to, but I just feel like every time someone screams a false flag, I just feel like it downplays the victim. So that's...
I will say yes, there have been.
Yeah.
I do think there have been false flags.
I honestly, personally can't say this has been a false flag, that's been a false flag. The one that bothers me the most on, though, I think is Sandy Hook. I don't know why that one screams false flag to the most populace, but anyhow, just within the community of a certain group of people, one of the little girls that was shot, anyhow, and within the religious community, I'll just say it, it's a small community, and so you know someone who knows someone, and to sit there and say that Sandy Hook didn't happen, I don't know, I always got offended, because I'm like, you guys just don't know the families, and their daughter died, whether you say it happened or not, it happened, she died. So that one always bothered me the most. But like I said, I can't say false flags don't happen, because I just don't know, and I just don't think we know. So anyway, they're trying to ban guns here in Canada to registered gun owners. Howdy, howdy, hi. Taking guns, okay, I don't have my glasses. Taking gun rights is like burning, don't go away. It's like burning the flag. It's our God-given right to bear arms, so we the people can keep our government accountable. Yes, that's the whole point of the Constitution, which... Well,
that's why yesterday when we were up in Dallas at the Kamala Harris rally, the main thing that we were telling everybody is, you know, making a little play on words for Kamala Harris.
What was your play
if she wants our guns, she can Kamala and take them.
That's actually pretty good. Anyway.
So.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what we're... The problem with New Zealand, you know, I shared a clip on our radio show, is there was one guy, they did an interview with this guy outside of like a sporting goods, or I guess a gun shop or something like that. And the guy said that the reason that if nobody will oppose the gun ban because there's not a movement in New Zealand to protect guns. And so when you don't have that kind of a movement, that's why they're able to get away with that. And that's why it's so important that people be involved now. Because if people are involved now and they make it known that their gun rights will not be violated, they won't get to the point of New Zealand where they're just quickly, you know, if you don't already have an organized movement,
one person makes the decision and that's it. So
if you don't already have in place an organized movement to protect guns, there's already an organized movement to take it away. In New Zealand, we saw that. They've been trying for years to take away guns, but there was no organized movement to protect them. So all they had to do was, you know, snap a finger and gun control happened.
So I think what Canada is talking about is there was a survey done. Where was that survey that you had put up about how people
Probably on Open Carry Texas.
Well, yeah, but it was a survey put out, and it talked, anyhow, about how most people wanted better gun control. But I know that I wasn't asked this, CJ wasn't asked this.
I've never been asked that question.
So that's the thing with doing surveys and things like that, is where is the control of who is asked what kind of thing. So
well, and where's the data behind it?
Yeah,
like, I want to know who was asked, what the breakup was.
Yes.
Was it an internet poll?
Yes. And
I wouldn't even try
asking, basically, too, because there's a certain type of audience of...
And how was the question
let's say
asked?
if it was from CNN, you're not going to get most gun people on CNN that are doing that. How's the migraine? You know, when he has migraines, I take care of him.
Yeah. It's just a headache right now.
He's good. But
just a headache right now, but yeah, I woke up with a bad migraine.
He should not have been in the sun for that long. He knows better.
It wasn't sunny yesterday.
It was warm.
But it wasn't sunny.
But it was warm.
I don't think it was that warm either.
Anyway, hi, we're doing good. It was warm.
Who dat?
That's Bev Trader.
Hi, Bev.
And they said they probably asked 146, 16 to age there. Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like I said, that's the problem with the surveys like that is that you never, unless they come out and say we asked this person and whatever, you don't know who did the asking, what, and what the group was, and blah blah blah.
That's why I'm glad we're not a democracy, because if we were a democracy and our rights were dependent on the will of the majority, there'd be a lot that we couldn't do. Look, the police would get away with everything.
Yeah, pretty much. He supports guns, not wait. Wow, 14K subs and 4 likes. That's sad. I don't know what you're talking about. So.
He's talking about the video.
Oh, okay.
Probably because this is just a boring little goofy video. It's not one of my normal videos. So.
We're not meant to be like, oh hey. We're just bored. And now.
Yeah, we're almost home.
To be like a. This isn't
breaking news stuff.
Yeah, this isn't like politics.
Unless I get pulled over, then it might get interesting.
No.
I forgot my white privilege card.
But it's on your shirt, basically. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing his white privilege is a myth.
No, toxic masculinity.
Oh, toxic masculinity is a myth.
Yeah, my toxic masculinity is a myth shirt.
Yeah.
Jeez, get it right, woman.
Where did you catch that prize at? Dude, who are you calling hot? That's someone else's wife you're talking about. That is like the rudest thing ever. Man, how old are you? 20?
Hey. Sorry, hey, I got a hot wife. I can't blame him for recognizing that.
I'll show you my double chin. There, now I'm not hot. Anyhow. Yeah. If you want to tell him that I'm hot, you do it like behind the scenes, because he knows what I do to guys online that talk like that. It's a thing since Tom Park, so.
I'm gonna agree with you. She's hot, and I don't know how I got this catch.
Anyway.
But somehow, I got lucky. I got her drunk and then put a roofie in her drink.
He did not. He did not. Gosh. Yeah, CJ is hot.
She woke up the next morning with a ring on her finger.
Normal bloviation is not a rally bloviation. Normal bloviation is not a rally bloviation. CJ is very hot. No comment. Yes, LOL. No comment about Emily. Thank you.
If you think she's hot, she can be vicious, though. I'll tell you what. She's more vicious than I am.
It's also called a joke what I was doing.
No, you're vicious.
No, someone goes, it's called a compliment. Most women like a compliment. I'm 41. I feel like I could say what I want to say at this point. So, I don't know. I really don't care what other people think about me. So.
What's a squeeze shoe? Oh, never mind. That's a cattle thing.
You were trying to be dirty there. You're like, what's a squeeze shoe? Anyway.
I don't know why it keeps freezing.
Okay, I have to laugh because someone said that they weren't pissing off American women. And if you know the whole, I was referencing, if you guys know who Tom Park is, I was referencing him. And
if you don't, count yourself lucky.
Don't worry about it. If you want to compliment me, I don't care. Compliment CJ. Just don't slide into his DMs, because then we have a whole other issue going on. But
slide into my what?
DMs. What did you think I said?
I don't know. I don't want anybody sliding into anything of mine.
What did you think I said? How can they slide into anything of yours? What do you have to slide into?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Anyway, so the point is that unless you know the whole Tom Park story, that's what I was like
riffing on and joking about. So anyhow, yeah. Okay, I didn't mean to piss anybody off, but still, I am over 40, and I feel like I can say what I want to say. My rights. It's America. So anyhow, yeah. Wow, that is a muscular bull. That thing looks delicious.
Speaking of that, have any of you guys ever tried Rocky Mountain oysters? Like, for real? We're just driving around right now. We're on our way home. We're almost there. And we just passed a bunch of bowls, and CJ's like, they look delicious. There's a lot of Canadians on your channel. Did you guys know that our daughter served a mission in Canada?
She did.
She did.
So we're like part Canadian now.
And she came back Canadian, basically. perfectly.
She did.
She spells like a Canadian. She has that little twang. She does. She talks really weird.
That's what happens when you spend 2 years in Canada.
She served in the Edmonton mission, so the Edmonton mission kind of cuts. I'd have to look at the map again because she's been home for 2 years now. But it goes north. Anyhow, I'd have to look at the map. And then it goes a little bit south before it hits. What's the next major city below Edmonton? Whatever that is, it cuts off halfway.
She served in that area where it's cold.
Yes, it was very cold. So.
Which.
Yeah, she comes home spelling everything with OU and with H's where they shouldn't be. Yeah. So. Yeah. I have to look at that map.
Rocky Mountain oysters are good.
So what did you think of Rocky Mountain oysters? Like, were you?
I loved them.
Not you. I know you like them.
I think they're great.
Yes, you think they're creamy. I just want to know what the general consensus in here thinks they are. I was surprised that I liked them. They were better than what I thought they were as far as like goes. So anyway.
Were they as salty as you thought?
That's so gross. Anyway. But yeah, so she served there. She really loved it, and she, like I said, came home half Canadian. I love oysters,
which makes us a quarter Canadian.
Yeah.
Which means we should be able to get special treatment when we go to college. Isn't there like some kind of Canadian privilege?
Is there?
I don't know. Isn't there like a? Can I mark that I'm Canadian and get a discount or something?
Okay, I don't like it when you make these jokes that make no sense to me. Like,
well, they don't make any sense to me either.
Then what's the point of speaking?
Just to speak nonsense.
Okay. We have Canadian money too. She gave us some Canadian. I actually have this bottle of maple syrup in my pantry that she sent me at some point on her mission, that if anyone touches it, they die. So.
You know, it doesn't get better with age.
It's from her mission and you can't touch it. It's real maple syrup. The stuff from America is fake maple syrup.
I like Canadian bacon.
So that's ham, and ham is nasty.
Do they call bacon up there? Is it American bacon? Kind of like how we have Canadian bacon, but it's ham.
Yeah, like what do you guys call ham? Like, because down here, and I don't get that because sometimes we call ham, and sometimes it's called Canadian bacon. So I really don't understand that. Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters are actually pretty good. Yes, be proud of where you're from, because I hate it to, like, when Americans are like, oh, I hate to be American. If you're from Canada, be proud to be Canadian. I love it.
I would love to go to Canada, but I'm not leaving my guns behind.
Yeah.
I actually went to Canada.
Hold on. Yes, you went there with somebody else. I have my own maple syrup, and I can send you some whenever you want. Just let me. Oh, okay. Well.
Oh, does he make his own maple syrup?
Canadian bacon is the style of the cut when butchered. Oh, so is it still? But it's ham, right? It's still
ham.
Okay. So, like here, it's like cut like bologna slices. Like not bologna, because bologna is so nasty. But it's like the circular slices, right? Is that the cut? I mean, I don't know where the Canadian bacon cut is from, but anyhow. But yeah, I'm really confused now about where Canadian bacon comes from on a pig.
Where do French fries come from?
Potatoes. He says, yes, no maple. You're really... okay, we're on a bumpy road too. That's why it's...
Yes, he makes his own maple syrup.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sap, and... Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So is it true if maple syrup gets moldy, all you have to do is just boil it and skim off the mold? I've never had any maple syrup get moldy because we like our pancakes and waffles too much. So lean ham is considered Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is cut from just under the ribs. Oh my gosh, these bumps. Hold on.
Hey, our
the best part of the pig and Costmore. Oh, okay. Canadian bacon is ham like country ham. I am part American, by the way. My great-great-grandma was from... My grandfather was born in Canada. And so when my daughter found that out, she's like, oh my gosh, I really am Canadian! And then she was just so excited that...
She wanted to change her citizenship.
She did. She was like, I want to have part citizenship in Canada. And we're like, if you want to pay for that, you go for it. Because We're Texan. I'm Texan.
Hey, be blessed.
Um.
We're home.
Okay, so that is true. Okay, that's what I read. I've never had it happen before, but I just always wondered if that was true because it's a natural syrup. So,
All right.
hold on.
Was this not the most boring CJ Grisham video ever?
I have natural Canadian blood in me.
She's also got Texan blood in her.
I do not have Texan blood in me.
Oh.
French fries do not come from France.
Yes. See, he's got it. Richard's got it.
What?
Texas, the greatest country in the world. Make America like Texas.
It was really funny because for the longest time I didn't claim Texas as being I'm not Texan because I am not Texan.
But what's weird is you've lived in Texas longer than I've lived, even though I'm from here and this is my home. You've actually lived in Texas longer than I have. Well, I don't know if we add all my summers together.
No. So I was actually mostly raised here in Texas, and he wasn't.
And what's interesting is her dad was stationed at Fort Hood, that's where we just came from. So about 30 miles away.
I lived in Killeen. K-Town.
And I spent all my summers working here on the farm in Temple. I was born here in Temple. But because my dad was in the Navy, I didn't grow up here in Texas.
His stepdad.
So it's really weird that many, many years, we were only 30 miles apart, but we met in Japan.
I probably never would have liked him if I had met him that young. I would have been like, you're trash. So.
I was kind of a little punk.
Yeah. You
were kind of prissy.
I wasn't prissy.
Yeah, you were all like preppy and stuff. You were too smart for me back then.
What am I not now?
Well, you're too smart for me now, but now I can appreciate smart people. Back then, I didn't appreciate smart people.
I think you're...
My girlfriends went to New Kids on the Block concerts back then.
So did you.
That was only because I wanted to get in their pants. All right.
We did not meet in a bar.
No.
Oh, gosh.
No, we met it at a store. At the PX.
Yes, we do have good Angus beef steers.
Oh, heck yes we do. We should just drive down the road and show some of our cattle.
We actually met in a PX, which is a military, store. Like a military mart, but more expensive.
Yeah.
Without the food.
That was it. Yeah. She was trying on clothes. I snuck into the dressing room.
He actually...
started taking pictures underneath the door.
He did not. Yeah. He actually... He didn't steal me, but his best friend liked me, and he didn't really give his best friend the chance.
We're not best friends anymore, by the way.
No, they're not. So... And we are 3 years apart. Sometimes, right now, we're 4 years apart because he's 50. And he is. He's 50. So
stole you like a Texican. That's right. Heck yeah.
That's really funny. But yeah, and that's how we met. So
oh, Goodfellow. I remember Goodfellow.
He was at Goodfellow.
That's where I went to school.
Yeah. When I gave birth to our firstborn alone.
Yeah, that's where I was when our daughter was born.
I wasn't there.
All right, well,
yeah.
Is that it? All the questions?
We're home.
That was fun. We're home now, so...
I think his stomach just, drained completely into his intestine, and... I don't know anything about the Canadian Army.
I love the Canadian Army. I
tell you what, though, that Italian Army, when they come to the 4th of July parade in Belton, they're freaking hot. What was that other one? The Italians and the... No, that one year when Anissa was here,
they were Dutch?
Oh,
were they Dutch? Yeah, Dutch.
Yeah, no, they're hot, too. Oh, my gosh. They're so tall. Okay, Dutch. And what was the other one I just said?
Italian?
Italian.
But yes, I love the Canadian troops. Those guys are awesome.
Are they
The
tall
the
too?
Canadians and the Australians are probably some of my favorite troops to work with. They're awesome. Love them.
But
I think I like the Canadians more, and I'm not just saying that, but I've only had limited contact with Australians, and they were part of the Special Forces guys. Um,
okay, Belgian Marines have pot and English have beer. U.S. has coffee.
yeah, but the Canadian troops that I got to work with were pretty cool.
I think they're all arguing amongst themselves now.
We kicked your asses in the War of 1812. Well, and you know what? You also kept us from going across the not the Hudson. What the heck is that river up there? Well, Ontario.
Oh, Ontario.
I mean, we tried. We tried to take Ontario, but it wasn't the Canadians that kicked our ass. It was the British who called themselves Canadians. And we just didn't want it bad enough. If we really wanted it,
We could have done
we
it.
could have taken it. You know why we didn't take Canada? Because Texas wasn't a state yet. That's why. Had there been Texans up there?
Okay, if Texas wanted it bad enough, we'd also have constitutional carry.
Oh, shush. No deflating my balloons. All right, we got to go.
Yeah. So like seriously, his stomach like down here is like churning.
Yeah, it's-
And his stomach just emptied into his bowels, and he's like,
What's that Chinese food I ate?
I told you that stuff looked nasty. Like he ate Chinese at the PX, and it was like all burnt, and I ate Subway.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Gals. Just hit the X there.
Can you guys hear that? Okay, you have to go back and listen for his stomach because it's like dropping into his